Ito, yung luma kong laptop na Acer VX15. This can only run Windows 10 dahil sa hardware limitations. Mag-end of life na yung Windows 10 at mawawala na yung support at updates. But this is still a very capable machine. Ano yung mga options ko? I don't want to stay in Windows 10 dahil sa lack of support. This laptop is still a decent machine at ginagamit ko pa din naman siya minsan. At dahil tumatanda na tong laptop, gusto ko pa din na mas mapabilis pa to. So, I decided na bigyang bagong buhay tong laptop na to by installing a Linux distro, specifically Linux Mint. That way, I get support, mas mapapabilis at ma-improve ko yung laptop, and as a techie person, I get to have something new. Pero I'm not that used sa Linux. I have used Linux dati pero only temporarily. Kaya may konti akong idea on how it works. Sa video na to, sabay natin ma-experience using Linux Mint sa laptop na to. First, ano ba yung Linux Mint? Isa itong Linux distro, ibig sabihin OS gaya ng Windows na nagamit ng Linux kernel na nagko-control ng hardware sa computer. Examples na pwede nyo naririnig na Linux distro would be SteamOS from Steam na ginagamit sa Steam Deck, Ubuntu, Bazzite, and Arch Linux. Going into this, I expected a lot of headaches at saka yung mga essential things like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth not working. But it actually worked great. Pero not without massive hurdles sa ibang part. In preparation, tinignan ko yung mga apps na laging essential. In my case, throttle stop at notebook fan control. I use this for undervolting at controlling yung fans dahil itong laptop na to wala siyang pang-control ng laptop fans at performance. Fortunately, may ports and alternatives naman ako nakita sa Linux. For installation, pumunta ako sa website nila at din-download yung Linux Mint. Meron din silang other versions pero yung pinili ko ay Cinnamon dahil ito yung close sa Windows. After that, I flashed using Rufus, smashed my F12 key after enabling boot menu sa BIOS at selected yung USB na may Linux Mint. I chose to enable secure boot during installation pero remember that very thing dahil papahirapan tayo niyan later down the line. And we are greeted with Linux Mint. This is the literal operating system, gumagana lang siya sa USB natin. All that you do here is not save. Dito, you can have a feel kung paano ba siya gamitin at kung gagana ba yung mga things gaya ng Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And actually, gumana lahat na maayos without doing anything here. And that's a very good sign. After noon, installation time na. It was straightforward and much faster compared sa Windows 11. Similarly, nagtanong kung saang drive i-install, time zone, date, name, etc. And ito na siya after installation. Notice na binato agad tayo sa home screen with welcome kung paano i-set up, walang required sign into Microsoft account or choose OneDrive, license keys, etc. I was also happy na konti lang gumamit ng memory tong OS na to, which is great. Tipid sa resources at walang unnecessary services sa background. As expected, all things work like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and also hotkeys, which I was surprised. Another thing is that meron siyang built-in Office application from LibreOffice na compatible sa MS Office. Pero alam niyo yung pinakamalupit? I only installed one. Isang driver for my GPU. No need para sa network driver, LAN, touchpad, or whatever. I don't need to go to manufacturer's website at isa-isa yung i-download and i-install. And yung kaisa-isang driver na yon is provided by an app baked sa Linux Mint, yung Driver Manager. Enough glazing, punta naman tayo sa first problem ko which is yung NBFC and throttle stop. After searching for hours, nalaman ko na either I need to disable secure boot or do a lot of shenanigans na of course, di ko alam. Choosing better security, I chose to abandon na lang. Now, ang pinakagusto ko talagang i-test ay sa gaming. Dahil gusto ko talagang matry yung Proton. Gawa siya ng Valve, Steam, para malaro mo yung Windows game sa Linux. Pero, I was surprised na ayaw niya mag-play. Mind you, yung tinesting ko lang is Unturned, a Minecraft-like game. Gusto ko naman i-try yung Epic Games dahil nandun lahat ng bigating games kasi of course, free. Dahil wala siyang native support kagaya ng Steam, kailangan ko gumamit ng iba't ibang apps na kagaya ng Lutris, Battles at Heroic Games Launcher. I can't make Battles to work sa Epic, pero gumana sa Heroic Games. Dito ko nakita yung pinakamalaki kong problema. Lagi na naman yung games na Farming Simulator 2022 at Subnautica, which are old and lightweight compared sa specs na meron ako. I tried using NVTAP para makita kung gaano kataas yung GPU usage dahil of course, games. Tapos nakita ko yung iGPU ko meaning yung built-in GPU ng processor, is running at 100. Tapos yung 1050 Ti ko, di ko makita. After searching for almost 1 day, nalaman ko na yung GPU drivers na Nvidia mismo nag-provide are unsigned. Ano ngayon kung unsigned? They do not work with secure boot enabled or kung gagawa ka ng mga malulupit na bagay. So I said screw it. I-disable ko na lang like actually what some people do. At yun, na-detect na. I was able to see na na-offload na sa 1050 Ti yung other processes. Dahil di ko ma-switch yung GPU ko sa Heroic Games, nag-switch ako sa Lutris. With some tweaks na pagana ko yung Subnautica na maayos. Yung Farming Sim 2022 na uninstall ko na kaya di ko na na-test. And of course, dahil disabled na yung secured boot, I was able to undervolt and use NBFC which worked great. Pero ito yung malupit. The next day, hindi na naman sila gumana. Gumagana lang sila pag sa iGPU ulit. Again, after research na naman, I found na yung na-install ko ay Flatpak version ng Lutris. Wala naman talagang problema pagdating sa Flatpaks. Minsan nga lang coupled sila ng permission problems dahil sandbox. I installed yung system native package galing website which is also available sa store though might be outdated. After that, lahat ng games na tinry ko work flawlessly. I was able to try Watch Dogs 2 and it ran kagaya dati nung nilalaro ko siya sa Windows. There is no problem. So, after all that, ano yung takeaways? Yung biggest pro ng Linux is freedom. Pero yun din yung biggest con niya. For example, you want control sa permission sa apps, use Flatpak, else use system native. Compare sa Windows na install, open, okay na, you don't have to worry sa mga unnecessary na bagay. Sa Linux, you mostly have the option to do something na gusto mo specifically. Kung ang worry nyo sa pagsuswitch ay Office apps, meron namang pre-installed na LibreOffice. There is also an option to install MS Office here gamit yung Winboat or kaya yung WinApp. Kung gusto nyong itry ito nang di nababaliw, remember na please disable secure boot especially kung beginner kayo tapos naka-Nvidia GPU kayo. Huwag nyo na akong gayahin para di na kayo matrap sa mga technical jargons na sign your kernel or MOK keys, etc. I suggest na if ever you install the Flatpak version of an app at nagkaroon na kayo ng problems and you search for every tutorials at gumamit na din ng Flatseal, if there's any system native na app na yon, use that. Kayo, magta-try din ba kayo ng Linux distros? Comment down below. So yun lang guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you again next time.